Paul DeJong at the plate.
Foul right off the end of the bat. It has some weird spin from way foul. It's going to go back fair, and that's going to turn into a hit. I don't know if I've ever seen one as extreme as that.
Paul DeJong just showed why your coach tells you at a young age to run out every single ball and hustle on every single play, because baseball's so random, you have no idea if the baseball is going to spin and go fair. So that's the kind of moral of the story. Run and hustle on every single play no matter what. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball recap. I am rocking my old school Indians jersey today. This one's Grady Sizemore because we as a team, we're talking about the Indians, that's my club. We could use all the help right now because we are in a funk. We're going to talk about them in just a second. They're now 6.5 games back in the AL Central after being in first place. It's not a fun time, but Mike Trout, he's doing Mike Trout things. Him and Pete Alonso were able to tie both Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger for 44 home runs. Also, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Braves mascot Blooper, they had some pretty, they kind of got in a fake fight. I actually belly laughed. It was a lot of fun. So make sure you guys use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off sporting tickets, concerts, anything like that. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. One of the more underrated players in baseball this year has to go to Jorge Soler because this guy is putting up Bryce Harper's stats, but at the fraction of the cost. So I'll go ahead and put up a stat right here that I actually tweeted out a couple hours ago. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Fuzzy from YT. But Jorge Soler is actually having a better season, and no one's talking about him. So yesterday, he set the franchise record with 39 home runs for the Royals, and then Ryan O'Hearn capped it off with a walk-off bomb. The Royals, again, I've said this a lot. I think they're exciting. I like them.
There's a drive. Deep left center field. And history is made at Kauffman Stadium. He goes to the opposite field. Got it. Dixon may not be able to reach this one. It's a goner, and Ryan O'Hearn has won the game.
That same note of talking about exciting teams, the Chicago Cubs are starting to excite me because their pitching has been a little bit better. But one guy who is changing the trajectory of their season is Nicholas Castellanos. Let me read off his stats. And I think 31 games, this dude has 12 home runs, a 346 batting average, and a 1,086 OPS. He reminded me of when JD Martinez was traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And actually, a couple years ago today, JD Martinez hit 4 home runs in a single game for the Diamondbacks. So is Nicholas Castellanos going to be the same for the Cubs? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Welcome back, Wilson Contreras. Second, Schwarber at first. Castellanos swings, drives one to deep right field. Way back, going back is Smith. He looks
lead off the 7th. Pummeled to right.
You guys saw Kyle Schwarber go deep as well as Wilson Contreras. So I have a question for you guys. Who is the best offensive catcher in all of baseball? Is it JT Realmuto? Is it Wilson Contreras? Is it this next guy, Gary Sanchez? He is making Yankees history for the second time in his career. So he already set the record of most home runs by a catcher in Yankees franchise history, and he just beat that by hitting 2 home runs. He tied it and then beat it with his 34th home run. Also, Edwin Encarnacion, he's back from the IL, I almost said disabled list, or is it IR? I can't remember what it is right now, but the Yankees, they're playing great baseball right now, and they're hitting a ton of home runs.
And he hits 2-2. Struck him out swinging high fastball.
Amazing.
That was 96 up.
Swing and a miss. 9. Sanchez wraps one deep to right field. High drive, left field.
Fun little story from yesterday's Yankees game is Edwin Encarnacion played 2 games in AAA, and then he told the team, I'm ready, call me up. Like, the team wasn't even ready, and they said, okay, all right, Edwin, if you're ready, we'll call you up now. I mean, we did trade for you, and if you know your body better than anyone else, I guess it's time. One really exciting matchup from yesterday, at least in my opinion, was the Brewers versus the Astros. We have Eric Thames going toe-to-toe with Alex Bregman. The Brewers, they need every win that they can get because they actually have the easiest schedule going forward. I'm going to put up a graphic right now, and you guys have to let me know who is going to make the second place for the NL wildcard, because I think the Nationals are going to stay in first, but the second place spot, that is up for grabs. And let's see who won the Astros versus the Brewers game.
Eric Thames. And a high fly ball, deep right center.
On the batter.
Back, leaping up and making the catch and falling down on the track.
Bregman, who's 1 for 2.
This ball sent into center field, too, and it's a cold strike 3. The ball game is over.
So if we're talking about the wild card, it could be the Diamondbacks, it could be the Brewers, the Cubs, the Mets, it could even be the Phillies. Speaking of the Phillies, Bryce Harper has his second consecutive 100 RBI campaign. Now, the only thing is his batting average the last 2 years has not been great, but he's still producing. Again, I've already said Jorge Soler has better stats, but that doesn't mean that Bryce Harper has had a terrible season. There's still 1 month left of baseball. Bryce Harper could push 35 home runs, 120 RBIs. So what do you think? Is his first season in Philly a success, or is he a bust?
Hit sharply through the hole on the right side. Dickerson to third. He's being waved home. The throw to the plate by Aquino is not in time. That is the 100th RBI for Bryce Harper. Farmer went around. Out. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it with a split.
The Washington Nationals made one of the most epic comebacks that I've seen in quite some time. They scored 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to defeat the New York Mets. And I'm actually kind of excited about this because, again, I don't mind the Mets as a team, but their fans, they get really crazy. They were talking smack the entire game, and then they get beat. So I'm not even going to name names, but I know there's one person out there that is not having a lot of fun. Hey, I'm an Indians fan, so I totally get it. But yeah, the Nationals, they made some noise yesterday, and they're showing the baseball world that they're going for a World Series this year in 2019. And honestly, with their offense and their pitching, if their bullpen can hold, they're looking really good.
Leads off the 9th inning. First pitch.
And Pete drives one to center field. Back goes Robles for a look, but it's out of here.
6th game.
Zimmerman, right center, well hit.
Two to Suzuki.
Kurt Suzuki! See you later! The Nats have won it!
Now, you guys saw in that game that Pete Alonso was able to tie Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger for the Major League lead for home runs with 44. Now we have to add one more guy to that list, Mike Trout, who is having an absolute insane season. He's running away with the AL MVP. Sure, there's DJ LeMahieu and Devers and Carlos Santana, but it's Trout's to lose. Unfortunately, though, the Angels were not able to beat the A's, who are now tied for second place in the AL wildcard with the Indians because the Indians keep on losing, which is just fantastic. But here we go. A's fans, enjoy.
Crushing the baseball.
And that is hammered out to deep left field, a no-doubter.
Big fly for Mike Trout, 1-0 Angels.
Grounded. Simmons. He thought about coming home, and now he's going to go to first. Chapman to center. Trout back. And that baby.
The Minnesota Twins keep on winning ball games. It's just absolutely insane what they're doing this year. They're setting home run records. Nelson Cruz, for the 6th season in a row, has 35 home runs. The guy is just a total beast. I don't know why he took steroids, considering he's been so good without them. Unless he's on them. I'm not going to say that.
Andy Dobnak, his story is a fascinating one. Until a year ago, he listed his primary occupation as Uber driver.
He actually was Ubering in spring training, so the fact that he went from Uber driver to a major league team is just awesome. And yeah, the Twins, they're really good.
Chin on a good opportunity. There's a drive to center, 5 or more. Whack to center. Back goes Bradley. It's in the bleachers.
He had this game, and the worst part is the guy who lost us this game is Carlos Carrasco. So on one hand, I'm really excited and happy for Carlos Carrasco because he came all the way back from leukemia. And the fact that he gave up, so it's just, one side of me wants to feel bad and say, you know, he's just getting the rust off his shoulders and the tires and everything like that. But, this was not a fun loss as the Twins won, so now we're 6.5 games back in the AL Central. So I think at this point, the only hopes that we have is that wild card spot. With the Rays playing well and the A's playing well, Carlos Carrasco, you can't do that again. That's all I'm going to say.
He was swinging a long one left center field. Fly ball
Came running in from the Indians bullpen to pitch the 8th.
A homer would tie the game as this ball's hit well left field.
back.
Oh, and he hung that one. Eloy to right field. Puig back at the warning track. It is.
Dodgers are playing great baseball right now, and I have to blame the Colorado Rockies pitching staff for getting them back into shape because, yeah, the Dodgers, I don't even really have to say anything. Their pitching is going to be great. Their bullpen, it's a little shaky with Kenley Jansen, but their offense scores so many runs, and they're so deep that they can pretty much win a series easily against any team in baseball if their offense is clicking, and if they can get some good performances from Buehler, Ryu, Kershaw, it's going to be hard to stop them.
Sit off.
Nolan hits this to center field. Going back to watch it go is Bellinger.
High fly ball, left center field. It is gone.
3-run jack.
Turner crushes it. Forget about it.
In my opinion, the two best pitchers in baseball since the All-Star break has been Mike Clevenger of the Cleveland Indians and this next guy, Jack Flaherty of the St. Louis Cardinals. He has a sub-1 ERA the last month, and also yesterday, in 8 innings, he allowed only 1 hit. He walked 1 guy, and I think he had 8 strikeouts. The fact that you have Jack Flaherty doing his thing, Dakota Hudson is doing his thing. Also, Adam Wainwright was really good a few days ago, and if their offense can keep on doing what they're doing, the Cardinals, the Braves, the Nationals, the Dodgers, it's going to be a fun playoff race.
Osuna.
There it is. A long one into deep left. Big Ack land.
Balance to say the least.
Center field. Bader. Diving. Oh, what a catch.
Game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 3.
2 hits allowed. 1-0 the final.
The Cardinals are now 3 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs in the NL Central, so I just wanted to go ahead and update you guys. Next 2 games that we're going to talk about, they mean everything for one team and nothing for the other, because we have the Orioles going up against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was a doubleheader. The Orioles and Anthony Santander, they were able to steal game number 1. Santander has been great so far this year, and then the Rays with Austin Meadows, they kind of redeemed themselves by winning game number 2. So if you missed it, roll it.
To the corner, down the line, it is gone.
There's a high shot back into deep right field. Towering blast. That baby is gone. Back into left field. Meadows on the move toward the line. He got it.
I think that we can all agree that 2019 has been the year of home runs. There's been so much speculation as to if the baseballs have been changed, if they're juiced or not, but we have some games that were won without home runs. This game was so much fun to watch because, yes, this game was so much fun to watch because it was kind of an old school game like a few years ago when not a lot of home runs were being hit. So we have the Braves versus the Blue Jays. What I'm going to do real quick before we show the highlights is I'm going to show Vladimir Guerrero Jr. versus the Mascot blooper. I thought this was a lot of fun. He is my favorite mascot in all of baseball. Just, you know that the guy played baseball with his swing, but also he has a sense of humor. He just makes the games a little bit more fun. And also, the Braves game, it was a lot of fun as well.
Here in the 8th inning. Fly ball center. Hernandez going back. He can't get it. It's up against the wall and dies at the base of the fence. It's a relay race around third. Better hurry, Matt. It's a bases clearing double for Tyler Flowers, and the Braves have.
So I told you guys we had 2 games that were won without the home run. So we're going to show game number 2 right now. The Diamondbacks versus the Padres. Merrill Kelly. That's the first guy I've ever heard with the name of Merrill. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever met a Merrill. But yesterday he was dominant. I think he struck out 8 Padres en route to winning. So yeah, here we go. Game number 2 without a dinger. Here we go.
There's another fastball at 99. And Rojas punches it through. 2 batters in. Right there, ring him up and sit him down. That's 9 strikeouts.
Nick Martini.
Right there. He did it again. Archie Bradley pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
The final game that we have to talk about from yesterday was the final game that we have to talk about from yesterday is the Marlins versus the Pirates game. I really like to save the meaningless games towards the end of the video unless they have really cool moments. In my opinion, I think that Garrett Cooper is having a pretty decent season, and if we're looking forward to 2020, I think that he might be a pretty big trade piece. If he goes to the Red Sox or the Yankees or the Mets or someone that could use a third baseman, because Todd Frazier, bless his heart, he's not very good. But could you imagine how much better the Mets would be if they had Garrett Cooper playing third base? That's just my opinion. He might not even play third base. I really don't know a lot about him, but here we go. Mets fans, here's your win.
Moran, Collin swings and hits a ball in the air to center.
Rojas into center field. Oh, this is a fly ball to left center field. It's got a chance, and it is gone.
Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's Major League Baseball recap. Again, let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think is going to be the winner of the second spot for the NL wildcard? Is it going to be the Phillies? Is it going to be the Diamondbacks? Is it going to be the Cubs? Is it going to be the Mets? There's so many teams that I might have forgotten a team, but also use code Fuzzy to save $20 off SeatGeek. It's pretty much a free ticket, and if I can find any more highlights, I'll roll them right now. If not, thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace out. I'm hoping the Indians get better, man. This sucks.